Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chord Dave Live number 69. Without further ado, here's your host, Chord Dave. Hey everybody, welcome to show number 69. This is the one we've been waiting for. Innuendo it up in the chat there, if you don't mind, because it is Saturday. It is 10 p.m. and that means only one thing. Inappropriateness is about to happen. Good to see you all. Glad to see you all, and hopefully we will have some new folks with us today, because there's been a lot of videos this week. Well, 4, which is the most Chord Dave videos there's been in at least a year and a half. So we're still going. We've won every day in March so far. More will be out, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the plan, because I'm still making the plan up as I go along. But let's get into it and talk about stuff. As always, cheers to you. Thank you so much. It's been a week. It's always been a week, but here we are. It's the end of another one. All right, for those of you curious, today's beer is Hobgoblin, which I haven't had quite a while. So you got your Hobgoblin going, then good. I thought it was appropriate for the evening that's in it. Anyways, let's dig in. The stream is still giving me the comments in the wrong order, so I'll do my best. I got some stuff to show you, got some stuff to talk about. And of course, if you want to know anything guitar related, music related, or anything related that you want to throw in there. So don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you want to chat to us. If you haven't subscribed yet, you have to wait a minute after you've subscribed and then join the chat. So do that, because we love seeing all the new folks and the old folks. It's all good. Scott Bogfoot is here. He's not a new folk. He's been here since the beginning. Good to see you, Scott. Hope you are well. And Ryan is here. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. Benny Larson's here as well. Says, oh, hi, Scott. I see you're first today. Unusual that, Benny. Unusual, but always good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Cushman NYC is here. Good to see you, Cushman. Hope everything's good out there with you. Yeah, I hope you guys in that part of the world, by the way, are keeping warm. I believe it's quite cold out there. A friend of mine was telling me that it's snowing was snowing this week in California. That's weird. It doesn't tend to do that very often. And I believe places like Las Vegas got snow for the first time in like 1 billion years, which is also weird. But there you go. So hopefully you're all keeping warm, those of you who are not used to such weather. Ryan asking the good question, anyone get any new gear? You know me, I'm trying not to. I've seen a lot of cool gear that I want to buy. And I've got a cool picture to show you guys in a little bit. I think I'll do that around 1:30 the hour, and we'll see how what we've got. Yeah, Cushman says, I picked up a used Korean-made Epiphone Les Paul. It has Gibson pickups. Sounds good, and it plays nice. Awesome, man. That sounds great. Yeah, Korean Epiphones are great. Wish I had one, to be honest. But hey, I like the Epiphone I have, so it's all good. Scott says, no new gear for me. Nothing I really want to spend money on. It's coming. It's coming. For sure. Actually, Scott, I'm putting out a video tomorrow. It's not a guitar, but it's a guitar accessory that I think you're going to be very interested in. I think you and I are going to have the same feelings about these. I think. I could be way off, but I dig them. And also there's some other stuff coming down the pipes as well that I think is going to be very cool. And I'm pretty sure now we've got a huge NAMM coming up for new gear. So, because the research is showing me and telling me there's some cool stuff being held back by all kinds of companies, small ones, big ones, and middle ones. Let me see. Glenn Bailey's here. Good to see you, Glenn. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, he says, has it stopped snowing up north yet? No idea. Scott says it's been too cold to snow. Now all this SH1T needs to melt and not into my basement. Yeah, that'd be good. DMAC is here, says, hey all, hope you're doing well. DMAC, good to see you. Thanks for dropping into us. Glenn says, storm missed us in Virginia. Got rain yesterday and cold but windy. Cold but windy as hell. Again, had a tree fall in the backyard last week. Well, dude, hope everyone was safe. Yeah, that is tricky. William Forrest is here. Good to see you, William. Says, yo, Davites? Oh, nice. I like it. Kind of sounds like a troglodyte, but a Davite. Sounds better in all the ways. There we go. I like it. What have we got? Scott says, my buddy couldn't make things turn around, so he sold his house. This means I lose the studio him and I built in his basement. I guess it's my fault. I was his manager. Well, dude, yeah, you're kind of culpable in that regard then. And so yeah, it is kind of your fault. But hey, that sucks, man. When buddies move away, it can be difficult. But yeah, hopefully it's all turns out good for him. Dennis Ellis is here. Good to see you, Dennis. Says tally ho, Chord Dave. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all warm, well and dry. And thanks to Scott for working that wrench. I mean, don't encourage him. All good, Scott. Ben Allmarks here says, howdy, guitar friends. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. Indeed, what a nice philosophy to have, to wish everyone health and happiness. I was thinking on that today. It's so weird. A lot of people don't want everybody to be happy and healthy, which is weird. Everyone should be happy and healthy. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about guitars and things. Robert is here. Good to see you, Robert. Good morning to you. He says, greetings from down under. As always, hope you're all in top form. Indeed, Dennis. Sorry, Robert. Obviously not in top form, am I? No, doing well. I've been playing around this week with a song that I've always wanted to learn. Never had the balls to try and play it. Finally decided, F it, I'm going to try it. And it wasn't that difficult. I'm not playing it very well. But to get the actual notes under my fingers, I was pleasantly surprised. And it's the one, I don't know, when I decided it was time to learn this song, half of YouTube decided to make tutorials on it, which was very handy. So I've been trying to play Bohemian Rhapsody. So I've been learning the solos from that. And it's all over YouTube. Everyone's doing it. So it's great support to me. I'm not going to torture you with putting up a video of me playing it. Don't worry about it. But it's been a lot of fun and I've enjoyed it. And so if you guys are wanting to learn the solos to Bohemian Rhapsody, just check out YouTube because loads of people have posted videos about it this week. Let me see, we got Grandpa Joe's here. Good to see you, Grandpa Joe. Hope all's good with you, my man. Says, hello, Dave, Scott, and all. Hope you are all doing well. Yeah, indeed. Mike is here. Good to see you, Micah. Good morning to you in New Zealand. Hope it's a nice sunny day down there. Marsha's here. Good to see you, Marsha. Says, oh my God, I didn't get a notification. Good thing I noticed the time. Thank you very much, YouTube. You had one job and you blew it. Yeah, YouTube's a bit of a... Oh, I can't say that. YouTube is a lovely... YouTube's a thing. Anyways. We do love YouTube around here. Only messing YouTube. We do love you. Grant says it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your bass player is? I mean, does it matter where your bass player is? I know. Yeah, I just lost 2 bass players. Who cares? Marcia says he just invited the innuendo. Uh-oh, what's in that cup? Hey, listen. We have to. It's the 69 version of the show. It just leads to it's gonna happen. I can't stop it. I may as well embrace it. DMAC says, like your video on the new Gibson vintage releases. Thanks, DMAC. Appreciate it. Yeah, listen, to talk about that for a second, I like what Gibson are doing. I think it's going to lead to some cool stuff. And like I mentioned in the video, you guys know at this point, I'm not going to say who the people I talk to about Gibson and Epiphone and stuff are. I know some people who maybe work in a place or don't work in a place. And we talk from time to time. I've shared beers with people. And I've had many a conversation that has gone down the road of, dude, there's this warehouse and all this stuff is in it. And it's like, can I get into that warehouse? Does anyone know exactly what's in it? Is there freebies? Do they give out freebies? Is there a tour I can take? And it's like, no, this is like locked down by like only the head people are allowed in there. And it's very secretive. It's like a Fort Knox type of situation. And they're supposed to have like some really cool shit in there. Now, it's a rumor. And it's something that people were talking about over beers. So it could be just a bullshit rumor. But I've had that conversation with more than one person many a time and trying to get information and stuff about it. I've never been able to get too much solid stuff. But these vintage releases that they're doing could be great, man. It could be great. Like if some of the rumors of what they have, like there's supposedly a lot of Norland stuff that never saw light of day. Admittedly, that's not the most revered time in Gibson history, but I like Norland guitars. Because I'm biased, because I have one. I also think that there could be prototype goodness in there, or stuff that just, they were like, no, and people aren't going to make it, aren't going to like these, so we won't put them out. So you never know. Hopefully there'll be cool stuff. And I think there's been a lot of, like, there's obviously been a warehouse clear out for the demo shop and the mod collection and stuff like that. But most of those are just stuff that we kind of would have expected, and they've just given them new paint jobs and stuff. So I'm excited. I think it could lead to some awesome Gibson stuff in the next couple of years, maybe. But anyway, Glenn Bailey says the Rory vid was good also. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, like as I said, Rory is like my favorite guitarist. He's the one. And I think it comes down a little bit to Irish pride. Like, I do very much love being able to promote Rory as an Irishman and say, look, one of the greatest guitarists of all time comes from my little tiny country, which is very cool. I don't think he's the best guitarist in the world, but I think he's in the conversation for best ever guitarist. I think you'd have him on your list. And I love him. I think he's great. I love all his music. And I think his story is tragic. It's very tragic. And to the point where I have spoken to people before about wanting to make a Rory Gallagher biopic. And like film people who I had worked with in the past on things, I was like, we should do this. It's cool. I even had a guy I knew who'd looked close enough to a young Rory to be able to do it. I was like, this guy's the guy to go do it. He's a bit of a pain in the arse though, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, we we talked about it. And I think we'd have to jump through some hoops, but I'd love to see it someday, because he's as influential as any of the other musicians who've had biopics, in my opinion. Anyways, thanks for liking the videos, Glenn, even. Good to see you. Nella's here, says, hey all, good to see you, Nella. Always nice to see you drop in. Scott says, I'm liking the daily videos, but I'm usually at work on weekdays. Thanks, Scott, appreciate it. Yeah, listen, they'll be there all the time. They're not going anywhere, so you can catch up when you're finished work. It's all good. I'm trying my best to plan them out this week. I do have a list of videos to make. I am also expecting a couple of announcements this week, so there'll be videos about those. And we're doing some fun ones. I'm experimenting this month with the whole thing, and it's going to end with an epic video on April 1st. So just know I've got it planned all the way up to there. I don't exactly have every single video planned, but I know there's going to be videos. Some of them will be longer, some of them will be shorter. There will be shorts as well. So, I'll take 5 to 10 minutes of your day. And don't worry, if you want to catch up the next day or the weekend or whatever, it's all good. What I will ask you guys, though, if you're watching the videos, because the Rory video, for example, hasn't really been doing very well, and music-related videos don't tend to do very well on the channel. So I'm kind of just testing the water. So if you haven't seen it, please do go and watch it. If you watch the videos, please watch them all the way through. That will help an awful lot. And if you hit that like button, that'll help me out too. And if you're not subscribed, then I don't like you. I do like you. Just hit that subscribe button to confirm it. But it really means a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much. And, doing a daily video is kind of tiring, because it does mean finishing my job and then jumping onto the internet to make an interesting story and make an interesting video. And sometimes it takes me 78 takes to actually record the video. So it takes a long time. So yeah, if you could watch them all the way through and make sure to hit that like button. Those are the best things you can do for the channel, and I'd appreciate it. And thanks so much for the nice comments already. I have seen them all. Ben says, hi Scott, hope everything is well. Indeed. Marcia says, hit that thumbs up, folks, not because Dave just reminded you, but because I am the overlord of this channel. I've commanded you. All right. Well, Marcia's got a promotion. That's nice. Thanks, Marcia. I appreciate you reminding the folks there. And congratulations on your promotion. Scott says, SoCal got dumped on. Yeah, a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine posted a video online of their backyard with their nice swimming pool and their all that kind of stuff, just all covered in snow. It was quite fun. I was like, you guys need to live somewhere where it's not sunny all the time. But there you go. Someday I will live somewhere where it's sunny all the time, and I will love it. Glenn says your like is my command, Marcia. That's it. You could probably use this power, Marcia. I think there's anyway, be careful with it. With great power comes, free gifts. Micah says, I bought an old Fender case for my Highway 1 and got a bandsaw to make my Orville and Ace Frehley Budokan. Cool. I want to see pictures. Like, I want to see pictures of that when it's done. That sounds cool. In fact, just do the whole thing. Put it all on Instagram. That'd be super cool. Mark says, why is there no emoji for an overlord or overlordess in my case? Good question. I shall ask my emoji people. I do have emoji people. I do work in the tech industry. I know some people who design them for certain companies. So yeah, that's a good one. I mean, there's like evil laughs and evil grins and stuff like that. Maybe that'll work. William Forrest says, just bought a Vox Spider Beetle. Those are interesting. I've never played one, but they look really cool. I've been tempted by them a few times. Let me know what you think about William. That sounds cool. Micah says, sorry to cut my guitar bodies into shape and drill press to make my Budokan. Hey man, whatever works for you, it's all good as long as you're super happy with it. Silver City Brewery red ale today. Howdy folks, I'm cooking pizza pockets from scratch for my freezer. Cool. My knees hurt. Thanks for joining us. Always great to see you, and we love the food updates, guys, because they just make me go to bed hungry, which I believe is good for making you lose weight, because then your body's like, I'm just going to process everything, so you eat when you wake up. Anyways, just a little tip, which is probably bullshit, but hey, there you go. If you're watching this channel, you like bullshit. William says, super beetle. Yes, indeed. What did I say? Spider beetle? I'm an idiot. Never mind. Glenn says, I'm looking forward to seeing some footage from NAMM. I'm holding out to see if something nice that I might like to keep that. So keep that battery charged, Dave. Oh, don't worry, man. I'm bringing battery packs and going to buy new batteries, and I'm doing everything. I have some equipment I'm bringing specifically to film. I'm using a whole new rig. It's all ready to go. And just this idiot needs to learn how to use it all. So we're all good. Battery packs, everything. My plan, by the way, and I still have to work out some fine details in this, but my plan is to live stream from NAMM an initial walkthrough, and then or maybe, I don't know if I'll do an initial walkthrough live stream, because it's going to be mental. First thing in the morning, it's going to be like super crazy. And I'm going to be tired because I'm flying in the day before. And so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and by the way, if anyone is in the Anaheim area and wants to go for a beer on Wednesday night, let me know. But we will be hopefully live streaming. I have that all ready to go. And I just need to know whether I'll be able to stream from in the building, because I don't know if it'll get a signal. I think I'll get a signal. So I'll try my best. Either way, I'll be uploading as soon as possible. So I'll probably do a walkthrough, film it, and just dump that footage straight onto YouTube if I can't live stream. You'll get to see everything. And my hope is that there will be some super cool stuff. I've heard a couple of super cool things, but it's all under wraps because I don't know how much of it's true. But thanks, Glenn. I do appreciate it. Let me see. What have we got here? Nell says, I enjoyed the Gibson acoustic or authentic vintage vid. I'd love to have that modern being new old stock. It's probably the cleanest example out there. I'd imagine it's quite clean. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's worth 12.5 grand. I think they've overpriced it, but they will, because Gibson tax has come into play very much on those. And like Ryan had said to me, he's not interested in any of these guitars. I think there'll be a lot of people like that not interested in them. The 59 ES355 is, I think that's the one that highlights that they're not doing the job they're saying they're doing. And obviously the 59 Les Paul is just out of most people's budgets. Someone like Slash or someone's going to buy that, if anyone buys it at all. Because it comes down to their pricing on it, whether they're looking for crazy money. But there you go. Yeah, it's a cool video though. I had fun making it, and I think it's a great idea that they're doing, so we'll see. Thanks for that, Nella. Appreciate it. Let me see. Glenn says, Dave, has the kid down the street learned to play the drums yet? The drummer's not the worst part of the situation. It's his friend who plays guitar, and I should try and record them when they play, actually, so you guys will kind of understand, because the sound is everywhere. You can't escape it. But there's just like this high-pitched squeaky whistle, because the guy thinks he's playing cool sounding feedback sounds. He's not. He just sounds like a screechy screech all the time. And feedback can sound great. It really can, and it's useful when used by a skilled guitarist. And as someone who's not such a skilled guitarist, I feel it's okay to say that, because I can recognize when it's being done well and when it isn't. I don't do it well, so I don't turn up really loud and do it. Uh, so this guy, all this guy needs is to like roll down to like 8 on the volume and take 2 steps away from his amp and he'll be fine. But no. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Every weekend, Friday to Sunday. Drives me insane. Thanks for reminding me, Glenn. I love you. James Evans here says, hello, 3-Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Good to see you, James. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, always nice to see you. Marcia says, oh my God, I accidentally clicked the mysterious death of Chasey Kasem in my suggestion feed. Why is YouTube feeding me that? I watch guitar, dog videos, and occasional news. What is the algorithm smoking? Yeah, the algorithm is terrible. I was just talking about it today with a pal. Last week I watched an instructional video for how to restart an oil burner. Watched it once because I needed to restart the oil burner for the heating in the house. I did it. It was fine. No issues. Never need to watch that video ever again. I now know the information. I have been served about 300 versions of that video by different people over the last week. Come on, YouTube. I looked it up once, not 10,000 times. However, I look up like the words Les Paul or SG or guitar or travel or review or something like that every single day, like 20 times. But it shows me more stuff about like how to start an oil burner. Thanks YouTube. Yeah, the algorithm sucks right now. It's just one of those things. I don't even know what that is though. Kasem? I'm gonna have to look that up now. Thanks. I'll find out, I'm sure. Scott says, I've always respected Queen and liked their stuff, but a few years back I discovered Sheer Heart Attack. That album is one of my favorite of all time. I could study it for hours. Yeah, I love that album, man. I love a lot of Queen stuff because my dad used to play it like religiously on a Sunday morning, especially if our next door neighbors had a party the night before. He would turn it up very loud. And yeah, one of the first shows I remember seeing on TV when I was a kid was like live shows, was the Freddie Mercury tribute concert. I remember watching that live on the telly, so that was cool. And seeing then, of course, all the amazing acts that were at it, I was like, that's cool, all those people at that place. But there you go. Anyway, interesting story. Corey Hergot is here. Good to see you, Corey. Says, hey gang, hit those buttons for Dave. I missed the last few weeks as my wife and I have been getting set to move. It's not easy to find gig bags and cases for safely transport 30-ish guitars. Dude, that's a lot of guitars for sure. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and best of luck with your move. That's super cool. Always an exciting and painful time to move. It's such a stress, but best of luck to you with it, and always great to see you. Richard Clark is here, says, aren't hobgoblins closely related to troglodytes? They're bigger, stronger, and more intelligent. But yeah, closely. Good to see you, Richard. As it always is. Nella says, I wonder if they chucked a Firebird X into the vault before they rolled over their unsold stock with a bulldozer. That's the thing that makes me doubt the whole vault story, because it would have made way more sense just to throw them in the vault. But then again, did they bulldoze half of them? Did they bulldoze all of them? Who knows? Maybe there was other things coming after the Firebird X, and those are in the vault, never saw the light of day. That's the fun stuff. They might not come out in the vintage thing, but it means that there's stuff there that they have. But I do also know, and I should have mentioned this in the video, it's pretty well known that Gibson are buying stuff in the vintage market again. They hadn't been for a long time, but they are apparently buying vintage Gibsons that are in good condition nowadays. So yeah, if you're selling vintage stuff, Gibson will check it out. So there you go. And they'll send you emails asking you stupid questions. Not that I have personal experience of that, but hey. Anyway, Richard says, hi Scott, I have studied Sheer Heart Attack for years. I have the poster over my bed. I think Freddie is the cutest. Still had his long hair. Freddie is one of the greatest frontmen of all time. I absolutely just think he was, I don't think there's anyone ever better than Freddie. He's, if you're, singer wise, I think, it's hard to beat him. I don't even know what to say. He was amazing. Absolutely. DMAX says, I found the Rory G live show from San Diego on vinyl. Had to buy a cool show and recording. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Richard says, oh, you meant music. Never mind. Hey, man. Music as well. for sure. Marcia says, I believe the warehouse room is true, aside from the stuff that never sold. What about a boatload of guitars on display at the Memphis Plants Museum? Was there? I saw them. Yeah, very interesting. I'm glad it makes sense. But yeah, maybe they have just some super cool shit in there. I'd love to see it. And maybe it's just going to be like a YouTube video someday. They're going to be like, hey, here we're in the Gibson secret vault, or here's a publishing Gibson secret collection. That'd be great. I would buy that probably because I'm a sucker. All right, where'd all the comments go? Dennis says, the only new thing I mentioned, the pawn shop rescue. I got a post or two back. The little sad Squire Strat tobacco burst, brushed the fleas off, new strings, little setup, screams for 80 out the door. Very cool. 80 out the door is not too bad. Benny congratulating Marcia on her promotion. It's all good. It's all good. Scott Bogfoot says, Dave, is there any old documentaries, music related or not, that you'd recommend? Oh man, just watch every documentary you can. They're always great. I love documentaries. What are some of my favorite ones? When you put me on the spot, man, I'm like, so I like that, all kinds. I watch filmmaking documentaries. I watch history ones. I watch a lot of Roman history stuff. Things like I also watch a lot of like UFO related documentaries, which is great. Music related ones, like probably the most recent, most well known one is It Might Get Loud with Jimi Hendrix, The Edge, and Jack White. I think that's pretty cool. Stuff like that. But yeah, I'd have to think about it, Scott. I'd have to think about it off the top of my head. Like I watch a lot of I just go into the documentary section on Netflix and I'll go through that until I find something good. And I like all the series they do, the documentary series, all kinds. So yeah. I'll try and think on it for the rest of the night. Dennis says, last NAMM I was at was Nashville shooting 35mm. Very cool. Went to put a new roll. So I hadn't took the first picture. Film hadn't hooked on the roller, so a Joe Dirt dang on that one. Yeah, that could be. You're shooting 35. You got to make sure it's hooked. It's definitely a pain, but hey, that's cool that you were there. Scott says, the Gibson vintage guitars, are they seconds or anything? I'm very wary of anything that what Gibson do. The more I heard, the more I liked the idea. No, they're just, they're guitars that have been circulated. They were sold, except for the Modern, which never left the vault apparently. So yeah, although I did enjoy them saying that it was a unicorn. It's like, it's not really. There was plenty of those about back in the day, like not hundreds of thousands of them. But if you wanted one in the air, like, was it 82, 80 to 84, you could pick one up. 82, pick one up, no problem. From what I believe, I was a child, I was a baby, but from what I believe, Trogley did a video about this, and he had a picture of a guy who had 5 to 10 of each color. So there you go. There's lots of them out there. Richard Clark says, there are a lot of vintage cars we can't have. We know it. It's cool. We aren't mad at Dodge. Many things are too expensive, and I understand. I will never be a rich man, except in name. Hey, you never know. You might win the next 3-Chord Dave competition, and then you'll be a rich man. Kind of. So we'll figure that out when it's the next competition. I don't know what the prize will be. That's why. Maybe we can work something out. Glenn says, the demo shop recently had a Junior in faded white with a case for $7.99. Use the demo shop puts up a good deal sometimes. The demo shop does have good deals sometimes. And the mod collection is pretty interesting too. European demo shop has some cool stuff in it that just sits there because very few people are actually shopping from it. But then anytime I put stuff in my basket, it does manage to sell. So Gibson, if you want to sell that stuff, let me know which ones you want to sell. I'll put it in my wish list. Someone will buy it. Always happens. Dennis says, I think I remember Brian May saying he used a piccolo trumpet score in that solo. The Beatles did that time to time. You could be 100% on the money there, Dennis. I think I remember something like that as well. SB is here, says, evening people, just bought a fresh set of strings. I'll pray so my Gibson stays intonated and behaves the F off. Best of luck with that. I do hope it goes well for you, SB, and always great to see you. Richard Clark says, I wish I would have seen that, Glenn. I'm getting ready to pull the trigger on a special or junior type guitar. I think I want P90s. Can't go wrong with P90s, man. Even Slash posted a picture of a gold top with P90s, and he's notoriously said he can't use them because he gets too loud on stage anyway. But they looked like they were rigged up for something performance-wise. Interesting. We shall see what's coming. Some Slash stuff definitely coming, by the way, guys. Marcia says, Dave, never heard of Casey Kasem. Wow, he really does live in another world. He won a huge radio and TV, was a huge radio and TV icon in the US in the 50s through 09, died in 14, had Alzheimer's. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of people who are famous in the US who aren't famous outside the US. And I probably have heard of him, but yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll watch a video and I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. But I no. I mean, look, there's loads of Irish celebrities you guys don't know. You count your lucky stars. Oh, hey, I want to show you guys this picture. Let me just get to a couple of things up here to make sure that I don't lose my place. There we go. That should leave it where it's supposed to be. I want to show you guys, I was doing some research this week for the channel, for some videos that I'm trying to do, put together for next week maybe. And I was looking at some suppliers for Gibson videos. And I have a reason why I want to talk about some Gibsons. I don't know if I'm going to actually put the video up, but I'm researching some stuff. And as I researched the video, there was something a little bit unusual. I want to see if you can spot what was unusual about the guitars that I found for sale. I'll just give you a minute here. So as you can see, we have an Explorer, a Les Paul, an SG, and then after that we have a gold top Les Paul, and another Les Paul, and another, and then we've got, and anyway, that's what we got. That's what we got on the. If you're looking for a Gibson, just be careful. They might send you the wrong thing. It might be purple. I don't know. This was. I'd gone into the store in the on AliExpress, as you can see, and I'd clicked on all items, and this guitar store, that's one of their items. So there you go. Just thought that was funny, and I'd show you guys because it is the 69th version of Chord Dave Live. I thought it would be appropriate to show you guys, and yeah, I'm disturbed. I also want to know why all other guitar stores don't have the same items and what are they used for, because I've never seen one of those before. Anyways, where are we now? Okay, Marcia says, I think there was some family feud and the children and wife accused each other of causing his death. There was a police investigation 3 years after he died. That's all I remember. Wow, okay. Yeah, it sounds like an interesting Sunday afternoon watch right after Guitaristas, to be honest. So I'll check that out for sure. Richard says, Casey Kasem also did a lot of voiceover work and was the original Shaggy in Scooby-Doo. I have heard of Scooby-Doo. So there we go. That's all good. Scott says, Dave, what strings do you prefer? Well, I don't know if I should say. I think I'm getting to the point where they need to pay me to tell you. But Ernie Balls, Super Slinkies. SB says, the ones that don't break. I always bought Ernie Slinkies for everything. 9s for Fenders, 10s for Gibsons. That is exactly what I was told you should do. So good job, SB. So yeah, I like that. Slinkies for everything. That's how I go. I just put 9s on everything. Cause I'm kind of basic. Glenn says, yeah, Richard, the demo shop sometimes do a flash sale like 30% off. I always try to look to see what's there. They do actually. It's becoming more common that they have what do you call them? Sales on there. So yeah, definitely check them out. Just keep an eye on them at least once a week. See if they're doing a sale. I think they do a sale. It's usually like a 48 hours thing or 72 hours. So you get a couple of days, but you want to be quick as well because all the good stuff moves quite quickly. SB says, oh, I almost forgot. I scored a Duncan SSL from a Mustang, minty mint condition, and a really great price for used. Really great price is also very good. Glenn says, Dave, does Carl know you still have Netflix? I presume so. He has been giving out about Netflix lately, actually. Yeah, that's true. Yes, but yeah, I mean, I generally keep a lot of the streaming platforms going, just in case. But I've actually this year stopped watching TV and shows a lot, because I don't have time. So I'm reading a lot more, and I'm on them, so it's just easy to go to Netflix. I don't have time to be researching stuff anymore, for shows to watch on my downtime. But yeah, good call out, Glenn. I better keep it quiet from him. Corey says the Tubi app has tons of great music docs to watch for free. I've watched several recently. Tubi's a good one, yeah. I always forget about that, to be honest. When I do, I always find some good stuff. Scott says, I feel I've watched everything non-fiction on YouTube, Dave. Have you ever seen 13 Poster, whatever that says? It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it's in Polish. I don't speak much Polish. I don't, but my neighbor's Polish, so you could translate. If I wasn't antisocial. But yeah, that might be worth looking up and checking out. Thanks for that, Scott. Glenn says, yes, Corey, I look at Tubi and Pluto have some good docs. Scott, have you watched Muscle Shoals? That's a good one. I have seen that. A while ago now. Glenn says, Scott, Hired Guns and Wrecking Crew. Hired Guns I've seen. That's really good. I enjoyed that one. Sound City, very good. Yeah, good docs, says Glenn. Glenn with his good recommendations. I like it, Glenn. No, so Casey did the American Top 40 radio show on radio for decades. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't have listened to that. Scott says he's like Dick Clark famous. Only Irish celebrities I can think of is the Rubber Bandits. Yeah, the Rubber Bandits. Dustin the Turkey. I'm not kidding. Dustin the Turkey. He was even an entry in the Eurovision Song Contest at one point. Dustin the Turkey. We got all the celebrities here, man. All of them. The Wrecking Crew doc was fantastic. If you like any type of music history at all, highly recommend it. It's from Richard Clark. Good stuff. Scott Steves is here. I made it before it's over. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, great to see you. Yeah, we got you. You're quite early. We have a good bit to go. I think, unless we run out of interesting chat, which could happen. DMAX says, played a bunch of Les Pauls today. My favorite was a Gibson Les Paul Tribute. Tuning and intonation was solid, sounded great. The green/Epi I played was nice, but so was the Epi Classic for half the money. Yeah, I like the classics on Patreon. The guitar wish list is back, and one of the things I talk about is Les Pauls. And one of the things I say in that video was what I think about the Les Paul Classic, and I think I have some interesting views on it. I like it, is what I will say. It's not what I think I will go with. But if you guys want to check out the Patreon, you can actually check it out for free. There's free trials. So you can click the link in the description below. If it's not clickable, because it keeps stopping being clickable for some reason, YouTube just, I know, makes it not clickable. Just copy and paste it into your browser and it should work. And you'll get the Patreon. You can sign up for a free trial and check out all the stuff that's over there. And if you like it, stick around. And if you don't like it, then don't stick around. It's that simple. It's all good. But yeah, Les Paul Classics, very cool. I do like them. I'm not a big Les Paul fan, but hey, you get it. You get it. Mark says, oh my God, that's because we talked about Glory Hole so much. Google really does hear us. It does. It actually does. Scariest thing, representation. And I know everyone has their stories about this, but I was talking to a friend of mine last week, one day, and we were talking about lots of things, but I was thinking I might even look later on in the year of going back to college and studying some stuff and talking about doing postgraduates and stuff. And I know, like a few years ago, I nearly went to do a master's degree in filmmaking and stuff, and it didn't quite work out. Anyway, about an hour later, I'm online and I'm getting ads for like colleges left, right, and center. Come to our postgraduate information day. I'd never seen those ads before, so it's definitely listening all the time. And the weird thing about that was, like, we spent 3 minutes talking about that. So yeah, the whole thing is always listening. Dennis says, yeah, that purple thingy, I'll pass. Yeah, I hope it's not. I mean, most of these guitars say they come with a free gift. I hope that's not the free gift. It was a lot cheaper than the guitars were. Hector Cruz says, what are the best guitar reseller beyond Reverb? Well, it depends where you are, Hector. I mean, I know a lot of people are starting to use the Sweetwater Gear Exchange. Is that what it's called? And then you're taking a chance if you go eBay. But really, the main one is Reverb. And then you got Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and stuff like that as well. But Hector, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. It is something that you want to do a good bit of research. Reverb at least backs you as a buyer. If you buy something and you get scammed out of your money, Reverb got your back. So yeah, definitely consider that. But also, they take a lot of fees. So as someone who's sold on Reverb, it can be quite annoying. Glenn says, oh, for a second, Dave was showing us Geek Lord's page with a purple guitar thing. I was not. I didn't show Geek Lords nothing. Benny says, wow, 20 speeds. That's a powerful... Indeed, Benny. 20 speeds is impressive. I don't know how you even managed to go through 20 speeds before you were done. I don't know. Maybe you start at 20 and then cool it off. I don't know. Scott says, Dave, O'Reilly's Auto Parts website has a flux capacitor if you search it. Yes, I have seen that. It's quite funny. I love it. Yeah, I love these little Easter eggs that are out there somewhere. Corey says, hey Dave, that purple thing was clearly some sort of slide or perhaps a new kind of sustainer system like Fernandez used to make. Yeah, Corey, I think it could be. It could be a sustainer. That's exactly what it is. Of course, we will never know, but it's one of those crazy things that are in a guitar store online. Even though, you're going to find crazy things when you're on AliExpress, but still. There you go. Anyway, maybe don't buy the guitar from there because it's never good. SB says, I always go to Guitar Center for my daily musician's toy supply. I don't see what's wrong with there, man. Well, I mean, there you go. If it keeps a smile on your face, SB, I'm quite happy with it. Glenn says, try Sweetwater's Gear Exchange. It's starting to gain a good inventory of used gear. That's for Hector. Yeah, that's some good advice. And Dennis says, I'm a super pink slinky on everything kind of guy. Me too, Dennis. Me too. I love it. In fact, you can see the box right there. It's always there. There's always a box of them in this little cubby hole thing, I suppose it is. But there's always a box of pink super slinkies there. SB says, speaking of strings, I bought Dunlops for the first time for my old man Spanish, half the price of the Ernie's, and came in with a silica pack and a sticker. Might try those. Zach Wild strings. There you go. I mean, hey, silica pack. That's just classy. Kurzman NYC says, I have a 91 Les Paul Classic. It's awesome. I think Les Paul Classics are cool. I do like them. I like them a lot. Dennis says, man, I would really like to visit Ireland one day. One of my old bandmates lives on that side of the pond. Plays in a band called Mother's Finest. You're more than welcome, Dennis. It's a great place. The people are interesting and fun. So yeah, come along. We're here to see you. Vincent Doyle, good to see you, Vincent. Hope you're well, my friend. Says, hey, Dave, any plans to visit Norman's Rare Guitars while over at that part of the world? Yeah, I do. So depending on how it goes the first day, I might go early on the Friday if they're open. And if not, I'll try and get out early on the Saturday. I am leaving that part of the world on the Saturday and going somewhere else, which I'll fill you guys in closer to the day. There'll be some fun stuff going on. Still be on the West Coast or very close to the West Coast. So I will be doing some cool stuff. But I am definitely hoping to get to Norm's, and yeah, I'll film as much as I can when I'm there. Not just at Norm's, everywhere I go, I'm going to try and check out a few different interesting spots. But yeah, I'll be there, and if you guys have any other ideas, let me know for sure. because I'm excited. I think it's going to be cool. It's just over a month away. It's also 6 weeks away. So it feels like it's a long way away still. But I'm excited, and I'm looking at it like we can get as much done as we can, get a lot of content out of it, get a lot of cool videos, and see a lot of cool things, hopefully. I've always wanted to go to NAMM actually, so yeah, definitely on the list to get there. Thanks for that link, Scott, for the 23 poster Nuek. I shall check it out. Let me see. No, it says, if I recall correctly, the LP Classic is not weight relieved. I think that's correct. Yes, I always mix up their traditional and the classic. One of them is and one of them isn't, I think. But yeah, I think you're right. Glenn Bailey says, my strings of choice are the Dario XL. Wow, I just lost so much respect for you. I'm just kidding. I didn't. It's all good. I mean, it's only strings. I don't judge you based on your string choices. But they're not Ernie balls. I don't know what you're doing. Scott says, I'm interested in guitars used by famous bands, but from when they first started, more so than when they reached too much fame. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that way. A lot of those things tend to end up in museums and stuff. And there's museums on the itinerary for the other place I'm going other than LA. So I will fill you guys in once I have everything booked and know exactly where I'm going and how I'm going with it. Some very cool stuff which just happens to be appearing available at the minute. So very cool. One thing I can't say too much, because one thing I was planning and was like making inroads and getting done is no longer possible. It was possible 2 weeks ago. It's no longer possible now. So I have to keep these cards close to my chest. Things like going to NAMM, I can say, yeah, I'm definitely trying to get out there. It's quite a way away. It's like, I think it's about an hour or so in good traffic. And if you know anything about LA, it doesn't have good traffic. So I remember driving to the airport at 4 a.m. and the freeway was packed. I was like, why is the freeway packed at 4 a.m.? And the answer to that is, it's LA. It's a nightmare. It's the truth. But yeah, that's an interesting one, Scott. And hopefully I'm going to actually have some information on that for you with these plans I'm making. So I'll show you some very cool stuff this shouldn't be the one thing that I'm trying to do when I'm there, in this next the other city I'm going to, is a very cool thing. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel. Benny says to Noah, I thought they were. I have definitely seen weight relieved LP classics. See, it could be. Either the traditional or the classic is not weight relieved. It's one of them, and I always mix up which one it is. Scott says, guitars of the pre-famous, if you will. That's a museum. We should, if the channel ever gets big enough, I want to start my own guitar museum. I don't know if any YouTuber has ever come up with the idea of starting a guitar museum, but I would like to have a Chord Dave museum. I'm planning on opening it and having pre-famous guitars, pre-fame guitars of famous guitarists. Because, when they got too big for their boots, their guitars sucked. Oh man, imagine I open a museum before the guy who really wants to open a museum. That'd be something. No, the purple thing is the tuning fork used for drop D tuning. Oh wow, that is perhaps the smartest innuendo-ish joke I have heard in a long time. That joke right there belongs on some kind of Chord Dave Hall of Fame. Nella, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Glenn says, Nella, good call. I thought it was a string cleaner. Glenn, come on, man. You can do better. Nella raised the bar. You lowered it. I'm just kidding. It could be. I mean, put it on your strings. Something will happen to them. William Mazzoda, good to see you. William says, no more Kiss after December 2nd. Last show ever at Madison Square Garden. What you think? From Brooklyn. Hello, Brooklyn. I think it's bullshit and it's not going to be their last show. Because, give it a year. They'd be like, one more time. Because, you know what Gene's like. He's not going to stay off the road. No way, man. I know he's like 457 years of age. But I don't see him retiring. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it'd be sad. A world without Kiss playing live would be fine. But because they're they're not the band they used to be. It's just a show now. But I've never got to see them live, so uh, yeah, I know they're saying it's the last show. I don't know. Someone will pay him enough money to do it at another show. We'll see. SB says, I'd pay serious cash to see Geek Lord document the Purple Gibson with a proper demo. Well, that's I don't want to. I'd pay good money not to see that, to be quite honest. But there you go. Marcia wants to see it though, so there you go. Interesting. Glenn says, Kiss finishing in Madison Square Garden home show would be pretty emotional, and they will probably pull out all the stops. I'm sure they'll put on a great show. I have no doubt whatsoever. I just don't believe it'll be their final show. I fully believe they'll do like in 6 months after that, they'll be like, our final show. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it will be. Because, the 2nd of December is still a good bit away. So, we got some time. But yeah, if you miss out, just keep an eye on it. I'm sure they'll do another one. Nella says, I'd love to get to the UK someday. My great-great-grandfather came from England in 1870. His name was Amy. If only I were related to the Amy Holdings group. That'd be sweet. I presume that would work out pretty well for you. Yeah, hey, listen, the UK is a place. So that's all we'll say about that. SB says, right, for documentation purpose, as he says. I don't know, SB. I think that would kind of not be cool. I don't want to see that video. I think that'd have the same effect on his channel as the defending scam sponsor video. But there you go. I did, by the way, write out a list of potential channels I would like to do a collaboration with this month. And I did put Geek Lord on it. And then I was remembered, if he ever watches this channel, he's never going to agree to do anything on it. So, yeah, I marked him out. And Geek Lord, if you're out there, I would love to talk to you on the channel. I'd love to interview you, but don't feel any pressure or nothing. Scott Bogfoot says, it means 13th Precinct. It's a cop sitcom. Oh, okay, cool. That's fun. Is it? Well, I'll have a look tomorrow. I will. I promise you. Kushman says, the purple thing is for singers. Helps hit the high notes. Interesting. That actually, yeah, there you go. Marsh says, William, I'm not a giant Kiss fan, but it's a big deal to be done. Well, sort of done. They have other projects lined up with their brand, even. Jesus, can't even read. Yeah, well, look, Kiss is a business. It's always been a business. Gene's a great businessman. And we'll see. There will be a story on guitar.com someday next year saying, Kiss, do it one more time. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Ryan says, sorry, fell asleep for a bit there. Hey, Ryan, you didn't miss a whole lot. It's just your average 3-Chord Dave show. Nothing weird happened. It wasn't unusual. Nobody was caught streaking. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I hope you're doing all right, man. Ben says, Les Paul Classics are weight relieved. Not much, though, by half a pound. Well, there you go. That could. That's not a lot, really. Scott says the theme tune is awesome. Reminds me of the theme tune for Roseanne. That is an old show. Ben says the only reason I know this is because I was wondering today what the difference in a classic and a standard. So I Googled it. Well, there you go, Ben. glad you Googled it. There you go. You must have something must have told you it's going to come up on the show. I should watch it. So I should check it out. So yeah, good stuff. I love that. The crossover is weird, but hey, it's all good. And we see that. SB says, I saw on Twitter that Kiss is again scamming fans with their farewell from the last farewell tours. Knowing how Gene is, there must be a tax benefit or something. There you go. Ben Allmark says, sorry, I didn't realize someone had already filled you in on the weight relief thing. All good, man. All good. Where are we now? Ryan says, Ben, they do seem lighter usually than standards. They have a different controls too, so usually plain tops. Yeah, the plain tops I think are what I like about them, to be honest. I think that might just be a temporary thing. Like sometimes I like plain tops, sometimes I like highly figured tops, sometimes I don't really care, and you can paint it. But usually I like to see the wood. So hang on, that's not what I mean, Glenn. When I said I want to see the wood, I meant on the guitar finish. Anyways, just had to point that out. Ryan, we know Dave does that. He cured my migraine recently too. He should do voiceovers. Hey guys, if you want me to do an ASMR channel to put you guys to sleep, I'm all for it. I'll do it. But y'all got to, like, every single one of the, let me see what we got. So I got to start a channel, and I won't post the video until it has 7,144 subscribers. If I get that many subscribers, you guys, I'll do it. So anyway, that's my promise to you. I'm glad you guys like the sound of my voice. Puts you to sleep, makes you feel better for migraines. I feel there's a new career in that. And, you know, I like my career. It's fine. I get to type all day. I get to talk to people all day, like via typing. And I don't have to go to an office, which is great. But if I could just do voiceovers, that'd be pretty sweet. I would dig it. I wish, actually, in a former life, I did want to be the voiceover guy. In a world where, I don't know, some weird shit happens, watch this movie next week in theaters only. Yeah, I could do that. I could practice. I need practice, but I would do it. That'd be cool. Because I saw a movie. What was it called? Lake Bell was in it, and she played a character whose dad was the voiceover guy for movie trailers, and he died. And spoilers. And it was a good movie. I can't remember much about it. Maybe it wasn't a good movie. But that's what I was like, oh, dude, that's a job. I want to do that. Scott says, Kiss will retire until the next tax season. Very true. William says, William says, Kiss have been saying farewell for 30 years. True. Ryan says, Kiss sucks. I mean, man, come on. You know, there's some tunes, come on, you know them. You know them inherently if you're a rock fan. You can't not know them. Glenn says, that purple thing. One thing for sure, at a gig, to quote TDC, ain't no one showing up with that. I don't know. You never, people be turning up with all kinds. Benny says, you provided some good info there. No need to be sorry. Indeed. Fabian says, just saw Karina Epiphone. Goddamn, this is expensive. Yeah, it's expensive, man. But listen, that's where they're going. They're going more expensive. Glad you saw the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's super cool to see you. And yeah, look, the Karina Epiphones and Flying V, they're cool. I think they're cool. A lot of people like them. A couple of good friends of mine really love Karina guitars for some reason. And, you know, awesome. I think where they're being sold at that price, they're looking at them and saying, hey, those Gibson versions were way more expensive. It is not the same Karina, and it is not the same finish in any way. They're more orangey for some reason, these ones. But hey, they're $12.99. It's a lot of money for an Epiphone. And, well, as I said in the video, I will always say Epiphones shouldn't be no higher than $9.99. But we're going to see them more expensive. They're going to be $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, I think, by the end of the year. So yeah, just wait for that. But they've got some interesting things in the works, so people might be willing to pay that money. We'll see. Again, I'm not actually going to spill any information yet because I don't know what's true and what isn't, but pretty much everything I've heard is really cool. Cesar, I know you watch me sometimes, bro. Come and tell us what's coming from Epiphone. And speaking of what's coming from Epiphone, I should know the next Adam Jones guitar in the next week and a half. Hopefully next week. I think it'll be the last show of their touring. Maybe they'll do special shows. They said they're not retiring as a band. I don't know how many times has Cher retired now. Well, I don't know. Is Cher still performing? Probably. Who knows? Ryan says, I finally bought an acoustic today, a Loden S32C. Cool, Ryan. Yeah, that's awesome. I do not know enough about acoustic guitars to comment on it, but I think it's great because I know you've been looking for one, so that's super cool. Glenn says, Kiss may start a Vegas residency. That was the first thing I thought when I saw that, Glenn, to be honest, that they were playing their final ever show. I was like, they'll be offered enough money to do a Vegas residency. The opening of a new casino or something will get them in. Scott says, Ryan, is that a double O parlor size? And Ryan says, it's bigger than that. That's what she said. It's about OM size and very slightly smaller. Good stuff. Benny says to Fabian, 1350 euros at home, and last time I checked. Yeah. I think what they were. We're not 12.99. Anyways, yeah, it's in around that price bracket, which is crazy. It says, Glenn says, Ryan, you're brave to fall asleep around this crowd. Oh, dude, if this was in person and you fell asleep, I would be worried for you. I mean, seriously, I would just, I don't know what these people would do. I can't control them. Just because I'm talking on the live stream, I can't control what they do. Fabian says, Benny, I'd rather get a Gibson version at this price, not much more expensive. In terms of, I mean, you can pick up Explorers. I don't know which version, but they're not the extra few hundred would be. It's not Carina, but you would definitely get one, especially on the secondhand market too. Marcia says, I was just thinking the purple thing must be a Chinese knockoff for that price. For Prince. For Prince, I thought I said for the price. I was like, you seem to know a lot about the prices. For Prince, formerly known as Prince, and then known as Prince again. I can't keep up. William says Kiss, and I think it says Light with a pound sign. That might work. That might be a thing that they come up with. Ryan says, okay, Glenn, it's not like we're camping. Oh man, flashbacks to going to Slane. Marcia says, maybe that's how Prince got his guitar design inspiration. I hope not, but there, you never know, Marcia, you never know. Scott says, Dave, how far into other genres of music other than rock do you get? What do you mean other genres of music than rock? What? Other genres of music than rock? Scott, that makes no sense. What are you asking me? That's what? Other genres of music. No, sir. So occasionally, this will shock you, I do listen to a classical music of time to time, especially when influenced by others to do so. Someone will say, I've been listening to this to relax or to calm down or whatever, or I find this very soothing. I'll be like, I'm going to listen to that, see if I can relax, because I very seldom relax. So that, and I don't listen to any like rap or R&B or stuff like. I'll listen to a jazz band playing if I'm out somewhere or something, or if I have to. Look, if you gave me a choice of, you can listen to all kinds of music or you can just listen to rock for the rest of your life, but you can't have both of those two things, I'd be like, just let me listen to rock for the rest of my life. So and I've got the tinnitus to prove it, so it's all good. So I don't know, but if you got recommendations, it's all fine. I will listen to some of it. I will judge you based on you. We have this thing in work where we all give like 10 songs that we listen to, and it's all put into a playlist, and it's like you're supposed to listen to it. I look through the lists and I'm like, you guys have terrible taste in music. One of my colleagues this week was super excited about a rap show he bought tickets to, and I was like, dude, this is the least interesting thing in the world to me. But that's just because I'm what do you call it? I'm cool. That's why. I think the most uncool thing you can do is declare yourself to be cool. But hey, it's fine. Ryan, I'm camping actually. Well, sort of. I'm hidden outside Taylor Swift's house. She'll say yes to my date this time. SB, we love you. You know, man. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. You know. First, Bonamassa, now Taylor Swift. Just be careful. Her fans are vicious. So I believe. Corey says, there are 36 of us in the chat, but only 24 likes on the video. What's up with that? I'll tell you what's up with that. Some people don't like what's going on. Last week, we finished the show with 1 dislike. I mean, all right, whatever. I'm pretty sure that was Glenn. He was like, he didn't like something I said. It's fine. You know, I'm watching him. He hasn't been banned yet, but one of his personalities might be. Just kidding, guys, but do hit that like button if you don't mind. And if you're watching and you haven't been able to comment, it might be because you're not subscribed, so make sure you're subscribed. A couple of things as well, a little bit of housework or whatever they're calling it. On videos, there's links to t-shirts and things. You can buy them. Some of the t-shirt manufacturers are really difficult to get set up with, so check out what's there. If you like one, buy one. Anything that comes in financially to the channel this month is directly funding whatever happens at NAMM, along with, I mean, you know, obviously I will be doing stuff anyway, but you'll be helping me out a lot if you're buying shirts or joining Patreon and that sort of stuff this month, or just watching a buttload of videos. And don't forget, there will be a video every day this month, so make sure you've got your notifications turned on as well. Subscribe and hit the notification button. That's important. And all those things. Yeah, but thanks. I do appreciate all of it, guys, but I really do. All the watches, all the views, all the likes, everything that you guys do. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, we're seeing how it goes. Ben says, about the weight relief thing, when I Googled it, it said that the standard is 400 than the classic, so pretty close. In terms of pricing, yeah, I mean, you can pick up a standard. I think they reduced the price of that recently. I know Anderson's did anyway. And the classics are, I think, $7.99, and the standards start at $21.99. So about 400 would be about right, I think. Scott says, do anyone here have a Mad Catz telly like Prince's? Oh, I wish, man, that'd be cool. Mark says, that's a good cue for Dave. Scott, I personally have very wide tastes in musical genres because I was exposed to all sorts of music growing up, but my heart lies in the sphere we all love the most here. I mean, listen, if I'm out somewhere, like in a coffee shop, I prefer there to be music on than silence. So I don't care what's on. I will listen to it. I will enjoy that it's there. But if you're giving me a choice, I'm going one way most of the time. Glenn says, Corey, tell Marsha she needs to get on these like avoiding people. I wouldn't like to be those people. Now we've got 28 people watching and 30 likes. So we're doing well. We just lost a load of people. But that's fine. It's fine. They'll come back if they know what's good for them. Anyway, SB says, I said the same thing to the last security guard. He didn't agree, let's say. Dude, just take care of yourself. We're rooting for you. Hopefully you get a yes. One of these moments you'll get a yes. Scott says, hit like and you'll feel better. I swear. It's true. I've hit like and felt so much better. You know what? It's hard. I try to remember to hit like on YouTube channels, particularly that I like, but I often just like watch the video and move on to the next one. So I know what it's like, guys. It's one of those weird things. It's really helpful, but it's not always something you just remember, even if you like the video. So I get it. It's weird when you're a smaller channel than, say, Geek Lord. Like I actually, just to give you an example or to give you an idea. So I figured out that in order to make the same money that I make on my day job, I would need to get about 400,000 to 500,000 views per month. That's just from AdSense, from Google views and stuff like that. And no like t-shirts, no Patreons, all that sort of crack. Just from ads on the videos. 400 to 500,000 sales views would get me would pretty much replace my income from my day job. I'd probably keep my day job, but that's what would match the income. There are channels in the guitar space that if they didn't get that on every single video they put out, they would be disappointed. So, and we're quite a way off that. Like, we're not even doing 31 videos this month. We're not going to get anywhere near that. I'd be lucky to get, actually my big target, which I think is unachievable, is 100,000 this month. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's just kind of experimental month. So we'll see. But yeah, just when it comes to it, like hitting the like button does help, because apparently it'll help more people get views, and watching all the way through will help like the YouTube algorithm go, oh, let's see if more people want to watch it. So that's why I always say, watch all the video, hit the like button. That'd be super cool. That's all we can do, and see how it goes. Let me see. Glenn said, or Marcia says, Glenn, I don't have to because my minions like Rory are doing it for me. That's the perks of being an overlord. if it's working for you, Marcia, I dig it. So good job. And yeah, glad you got that promotion now. Fabian says, at this price, they better have some good fret job. I mean, there's a lot of ways to think about that. Also, don't hold your breath. Benny says, Fabian, if you're thinking about the sub 2000-ish Gibson, I think that one is regular mahogany. Yeah, I think you're 100% Benny. I think that's what it is. Let me see then. We've got SB says, Squires are amazing for the price. They can charge 1,000, but Epiphone, cricket-shaped Agnesi sounds. I mean, are there Squires for 1,000? I don't know. I mean, Squires do some really good stuff, but like that price, it's usually once they go over a certain price, which I think is $699. They call them Fenders, right? And I think that makes a difference to people. If they were making stuff still calling them Squire, I think people would have a bigger problem. But hey, there's some interesting stuff coming from Fender this year, from what I believe. Nella says, one good thing about Epi prices going higher and higher is the value of my used Gibsons keep going up. That's true. That will push them up because yeah, cheap Gibsons are going away. So yeah, if you can snap some of them up now, you may as well. Because well, like I don't know if people are going to buy secondhand tributes and stuff. They might, but they're still around 1,000, just over 1,000 now for those. But yeah, you're doing well to get a lot of models cheap for Gibson now. Glenn says, will Epi be releasing any new colors on their Firebird? I don't know, Glenn, to be honest with you. I would like them to. But I haven't any solid information. I haven't actually been. I never ask about Firebirds. I always forget about them. So, which is terrible. But I should ask about them. But I think we're going to see a few special models Firebirds this year. So we'll see. But I can't give you a definite answer for sure. Marsh says, wait, 400. What did I miss? I was being a nosy neighbor. The couple upstairs are clearly getting a divorce. Uh-oh. Did they hear me saying that? It's not always the man. The man upstairs is amazing. The woman be tripping. I only know because the cops showed up. Because the woman set off their alarm and couldn't call her ex to ask how to turn it off. And I heard her say they're having a domestic dispute. Interesting. The drama that happens around us. Like, for example, this happened to somebody I knew years ago. But they were in their back garden enjoying a beer on a Sunday, and the lady next door to them threw her husband out the bedroom window on the second floor of their house. He was fine. He landed in a nice cozy position. He was fine, no injuries. But they were like, oh, there's a man flying out the window. There you go. So yeah, domestic disputes. I'm glad I've never had anybody in a relationship who was violent. I did get a punch in the nose once, but it was accidental. So I'm told. It was a funny thing. Anyways, I mean, I get it. It's fine. Shouldn't have said anything. The 400 you missed. So Ben was just saying that the 400 Gibson Les Paul standards are $400 more expensive than Les Paul Classics. That's all that was. Mar said the NYPD had to send 2 special officers to check on her. The man was never even raised his voice. I wonder if he even knows what happened because they've been in the apartment on different days while she moves out. They have a baby. Feel sorry. Anywho, thanks for the update. The drama is cool. I like it. I'm a big fan of the show 90 Day Fiance and all the drama and bullshit that goes on in that. I think it's hilarious and wonderful. So thank you. Keep us informed, Marcia. I want to know what's going on. Mike says, hi Dave. Did you see the new Kirk Hammett V's from ESP and LTD? Any thoughts? I did, Mike. Yeah, thanks for joining us and thanks for bringing that up. I did. I like the red sparkle one. I think it's cool. It's really hard not to pull the trigger on buying something like that because it's cool. But I'm trying not to buy guitarists till after NAMM. But yeah, I like them. I really like them. I think they're just, the black sparkly one is interesting. The red sparkly one though is the killer choice there for me. Thanks for joining us, Mike, and thanks for your question. I'm sure other guys here will have ideas on that too. Dallas says, watch out, SB, she'll write a song about you. It's true. She writes a song about everybody. Dennis says, my knees hurt. You still hanging with us? Did you say you was cooking? We need to get some more looking this way. Really like this chat. Yeah, thanks, Dennis. Yeah, it's all super cool. Chris from Coburg's usually here making us hungry too. So, Chris, if you're out there watching another time or whatever, hope you're doing well, my friend. Marcia says, I saw those V's. I wish they'd hook up with solar. Ola's V's is so much sleeker. I don't know. I like them. I like the ESP ones a lot. But yeah, I mean, hey, it wouldn't be terrible. Ryan says, I started listening to jazz recently. Really helps when stressed. Charlie Christians. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. It'll just mellow you out until they go crazy. I was reading a book recently, and it was like at the end of every day in the book, the characters were going off to a jazz bar and like having a time. It was great, and kind of got me listening a little bit then. But again, I was like, I'll read something like that and be like, I'm gonna listen to AC/DC. But anyway, that's just me. I'm weird. Crest Bear 69 says, 69 is the 69 show. Good to see you, Crest Bear 69 on Chord Dave Live. Number 69. Anyway, I'll stop saying that eventually. Says, I got an Epi Carina Explorer for less than £1,000 from Guitar. Very cool. Very cool. That's a good deal nowadays for an Explorer, for a Carina Explorer from Epiphone. So good stuff. Mike says they are sweet as well, Marcia. Yeah, no arguments there for sure. SP says, I wish she'd call the song Shave It Off. All right, well, I'm just going to skip past that one. Marcia says, so wait, back to the $400 thing. That's why I probably missed what you people said. Is there some amazing deal out there in the universe for me to ogle at online? No, nothing more than what we said there already, just the standard being more expensive. It's always difficult because I catch up with you guys. You've said something like 10 minutes ago or longer. So, that's it. Wait, where are we now? There we go. Benny says, Fabian, yeah, but the specs say ABR1 bridge, not ABR1 style. So maybe Dave's opinion just carries a lot of weight. Yeah, no, that just annoys me. Because they do have a little, they've actually gone, I think, to some effort to make it not an ABR1, to make it an ABR1 style, which I don't understand. It couldn't cost that much for a bridge in difference. It just can't. So I really don't understand. But, I honestly think the wood should be the only thing that's different if they're charging that kind of money. You're getting a cheaper cut of wood and you just deal with it. But your pickups, your electronics, your bridge, your nut, everything, tuners, everything else should be the same. They're charging big money. They should just be the wood that's different, I feel. I'll make a video about it someday. Now it says the dislike from the Geek Lord. Possibly. Although I feel like he'd be a fan of this channel because we talk about him a lot, and he seems like the kind of person who likes when people talk about him. That's just my opinion. This is my opinion. I think he's a cool guy. I like him. Right, says SB. Did you ever figure out if she has a belly button? I don't want to know. I want the mystery to remain. Fabian says, what's the difference about that anyway? Just naming or the bridge actually different? They've basically made a knockoff version of an ABR1. So they have the posts are the same as like your Epiphone bridge. What do they call them? It's just, I'm having a blank. I don't know, but it's if you zoom in very closely on their pictures, you can see the difference in the posts. And I don't like it. I don't like that they're doing that, because literally what they're doing is saying this is the Epiphone bridge. You can't change it to look like the Gibson. I mean, you could probably swap them out, very straightforward, but that's another thing you got to pay more money for, and you're already paying enough. Anyway, Gibson, Epiphone, it's a whole thing. It's just not the same. It's visibly different, is what I will say. SB says, no, she's perfect. She doesn't have a belly button. She's perfect. All right, SB. Well, we love you. No matter what happens, we love you. Glenn says, is that boatload of videos, or did he say buttload? But, BUTT. Yeah. Marsha says to Crestbar, I heard those less expensive Vs have inferior specs. Nella spoke about it on Dave's V video in the comments. Yeah. Hang on. Did I miss a comment about Vs from Crestbar? I don't know. I can't see it. So anyway, yeah, I mean, that's true. It's true though. Ryan says the classic faded is really nice. It's about 40% cheaper than the standard. Yeah, that's a cool call out there, to be honest. Glenn says SB Dave dated a chick from outer space. She didn't have a belly button either. Yes, she did. It was weird though, you know, but it's all good. That's how I knew she was from outer space. I'm not, listen, sometimes you meet your perfect woman and sometimes she has a belly button. It's fine. Perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Let me just tell you that. Ryan says a perfect woman would have vocal cords though. I'm just going to not comment on that whatsoever and move on because I think maybe, hopefully, no one is going to. Anyway, Nala says I always hit the like button as soon as I open a video, otherwise I may forget. Well, Nala, let me tell you, creators like myself appreciate that. That's the way to do it. And you know, on the channels that I love, and there's a few channels I love, like Guitarist is when I watch their videos, the first thing I do when it's starting up and the logo's coming up, I'm like, hit that like button. And yeah, on the channels I watch all the time, I do that. So, and listen, I know that a lot of you guys who come to the show here every week are hitting that like button on my videos. I don't see who hits the like button, but it's the same people. I know it is because it's the same numbers are early likers. And I do appreciate it. It's super cool. And, you know, you guys are great. You make me want to stick around on YouTube. It's all good. But thanks, Nella. That's a good tip, actually, for liking videos. I should do it more. I only do it on a couple of channels, but more shall get likes from me in the future. Benny says to Fabian, I have no idea, maybe the quality, but I think Thomann specs are just a bit off. It could be, yeah, because they had the same specs for the Flying V and the Explorer when I was on there. Although Gibson did as well, or Epiphone did as well on their website. Gibson, by the way, on their website, you need some more quality control on your website as well, on your vintage, certified vintage page. There was 2 occasions where the word vintager, as in more vintage with an extra or on the end, appeared where it was not the appropriate use of that made up word that does not exist. So yeah, quality control with Gibson does not just extend to the guitars. It's also on the website. Let me tell you that. I nearly called it out in the video, but then decided, or did I call it out in the video? I think I cut it. I think I edited it out. I don't know. Edited words. Marcia says it also helps hit like or dislike on comments to try. And also try to comment. It doesn't have to be long. Even short comments help. And replying to a couple of comments. That's true, Marshall. Yeah, comments. Any interaction with the channel is good interaction. Whether it's good or bad. In terms of like, if it's a dislike, it's fine. It's interaction on the channel. If it's a negative comment, it's still interacting on the channel. Yeah, and if you guys like comments and stuff like that, it's cool. It does help. Any video that gets interaction apparently is more likely to get pushed. So it's all good. And I do appreciate all of that. You guys do a kick-ass job of looking after that for me. Cute goth cousin says, happy 69th, you sexy bearded geezer, you. Well, thank you very much. And if anyone's not aware, that's just Glenn. Glenn's a interesting character. And we love Glenn. We love Glenn, and we love cute goth cousin, which is very hard to say, Glenn. So thanks for putting in a comment from cute goth cousin. I have to focus on that every time. Marcia says, and share with hashtags. It seriously takes a minute. When you add guitar related hashtags, it helps social media sites serve the content to new interested people. It really helps. And Marcia, that's why you got the promotion. I do appreciate it. Thanks so much. My knees hurt says, I am cooking, making a mess in the kitchen. Nice. That's what I do. I usually make a mess in the kitchen. T-Ball says, what up, guitar freaks? Good to see you, T-Ball. Hope you're doing well, man. Nice. Scott says, I'd love to have an Alexi Leho Greeny V600. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? That'd be great. Scott, by the way, in your videos lately, we're seeing more and more guitar cases behind you. I think we need to see. I think we need to see a lot more guitars coming out of those cases, man. I think. I mean, let's put your hand up if you want to see Scott's kick-ass guitar collection. I think he's got some cool stuff there. I think Scott, you need to help us out here on your channel. Scott's doing some great covers, by the way, guys. Check out his channel. And if you guys are making YouTube videos and you're putting them out there, tell us about them so we can go check them out for you. Because you know, you guys deserve views and likes and comments as well. Marcia says, speaking of cooking, where's Chris? Indeed, yeah, I haven't seen Chris yet, but hopefully he'll join us. And if not, he might drop in on the replay because it'll be on YouTube right after the show's over. Marcia says, I love that we always notice all the regulars who don't show up. I do. I will be like, tomorrow I'll be like, oh, hey, Jess wasn't on the live stream. That's a couple of weeks Jess hasn't been here. What's going on? Just using Jess as an example. I know Jess pops in from time to time. Or someone like that, you know, or Michael Tweska, I'd be like, well, Michael Tweska hasn't been here, or Muddy H2O hasn't been here, or whoever. I mean, Muddy H2O, you know what he's like. Anyway, actually, he's probably here, just, you know, being one of those creepers. Todd hasn't been here, so we got to see Todd as well. Yeah, there's lots of the regulars are not here tonight. So if you're watching on the replay, we have recognized you're not here. We miss you. And we hope to see you soon. Marcia says, I always... oh, yeah, I read that one. Let me see. Dennis says, my knees hurt. I bet it tastes better if you make a mess. I think that's actually true. Scott says, jumped a lot. Where did that go? Gibson should just design a new, better bridge. Call it the ABR2. Yeah, they should. Timo says, just sitting here smoking some smooth bud, playing my black PRS SE with Pink Floyd Pulse playing in the background. Really doesn't get any better. That's pretty sweet. Sounds like a good afternoon for you, Anthony. Enjoy it, my friend. Marcia says, well, what would you change for an ABR2, Scott? And how would you make it better? Wow. Ryan says, or the ABR1B. Yeah, there you go. It's another option too. If it was Apple, it would be the ABR1 Pro Plus. So there you go. Guitarzan 1 Litwin. Good to see you. Says new bass neck day. Fender roasted maple. No fret sprout. Very cool. Enjoy your new bass neck day and your new bass neck. Hope you enjoy it. Glenn says roasted bass neck sounds nice. You can't eat it, Glenn. It's for playing bass on. Just, I mean, anytime anyone says roasted, I think it's food. So anyway, sorry. Ryan says that was supposed to say wouldn't have vocal. I can't say that. I get in trouble. I know women. I'll be in trouble. So. No, yeah. Anyway, Fabian says, it's a shame then if you want to upgrade your Epiphone with a Gibson bridge. Well, you can't. Well, you can. It just takes an extra work. So yeah, it's one of those. I think the ABR1 style bridge they're put on it. I think you can. But it's another upgrade you have to do, which is you shouldn't have to do any upgrades on a $1,300 Epiphone. Or Euro Epiphone. Anyway, Scott says, I'm not putting that much thought into it. Independent string intonation, maybe blend the harmonica, 3-point and Memphis style bridges. I mean, just make it a Nashville bridge. Just be quicker, easier. It's all good. Marcia says, what bridge does everyone here like best from Gibson? I'm guessing the Tune-o-matic. I like a Nashville bridge. I think it's less complicated. I don't know. Maybe other people feel differently. Also, I know the name of it, so that works. Fabian says, same. I always forgot to like the videos, but damn, when I see Dan Erlewine, I'm just bad at pronouncing names, guys. On Stu Mac, this is an instant like. There you go. If that works, man, that's cool. Scott Guitarzan says, smash the like Scott, good stuff. Guitars out, love that pretty much. Can't do any more than that. Nella says, poor Colin can't catch a break with his Gibsons. He took a chip of paint off of his beautiful shell pink SG when he took off the bridge pickup. I felt bad for him. Dude, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. I love spending Sundays. I have a thing I do on Sunday mornings. It's kind of an obligation that I take part in on a Sunday, and when that's over, I usually go straight to watching Colin's video. So I'll be checking it tomorrow, but I already feel bad for him because Colin, like I, is a big SG fan. Yeah, I did cry for him that time he caused the damage to the back of the SG Custom, wasn't it? But there you go. Mar says, Dave, not in this video. Nella talked about the lower price, lower spec Epiphone V she got once on the video you posted about the new Epiphones in those comments. Yeah, I know. I saw that. I had seen that comment. I know what you meant. Sorry if it sounded like I meant on this video. But yeah, I saw it. I saw a comment. Glenn says, for the record, it's Ryan's cute goth cousin. She's unable to make it, so I speak and hit the like button for her. We love you, Glenn. We do. We love you. Ryan says, I'm sure she'd appreciate that. You know what, Ryan? Just tell your goth cousin I apologize. And that's all. I just want her to know it's nothing personal. Penny says to Scott, could you post a link to your channel? And Scott says, I'd like to show each of them in Geek Lord inspired videos. You should, man. That'd be super cool. Dennis says, will do, Scott. But we're giving you a look at for sure. Yeah, just check him out for sure. There's his link. It's cool. Scott, I love everything Scott's doing. He's putting himself out there, and that's cool to see. Ryan says she actually got a job on a cruise ship. Either cute goth cousin or the ship are going to end up on the ocean floor for sure. All right. Well, if we see it in the news, we'll know what happened. So good stuff. Cresta Bear 69 says, no, this was one of the new 68 Explorers. One of the new ones. That's actually that's a good price. What was the price supposed to be in the UK? $11.99. So you got a really good deal then. That's cool. Phil Securas here says, JP, good to see you, Phil. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Always great to see you popping in. Glenn says, Scott, you should do a spoof on that and do the whole thing with parts and specs too, except start the vid with this is how it's done if you're cool. Yeah, man, that'd be super, super cool. I would love to see Scott do something like that. I was looking at your video today and all the cases in the background. I was like, dude, I want to know what's in all of those cases. So anyway, there you go. It's my recommendation for you, man. Nella says, Faber makes better bridges and tailpieces than Gibson anyway. Go for a Faber or Tone Pros if you want a better bridge. I use Tone Pros when I change bridges. I have a Tone Pros on my Flying V, which is the most recent one I changed. Scott, though, mentions, I think the coolest bridge, which is the TP6, which is the one that's on Lucille, for example. A very, very cool bridge there. Nella says, just my opinion. It's a good opinion, Nella. Appreciate it. Sorry for the spoiler, TCD. It's fine. I was going to find out anyway. Someone was going to tell me. I'm actually glad because I'll be prepared watching it now. I won't be shocked at how bad it is if it's bad. I mean, I'll feel it's bad anyway because, I know Colin loves his SGs as much as I do. So yeah, I'll be prepared. Mar says, I always hear great things about Tone Pros. Yeah, they're reliable and they're really good. Nella says, Nella is a he. Alan spelled backwards. There you go. So you see, Nella, you got us all. We didn't know. Or Alan. Well, we're going to keep calling you Nella anyway. So all good. So thanks. Appreciate it for letting us know. Because, yeah, we need to know these things. Let me see. Scott says, I want to write a song about the cute goth cousin. I mean, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I want to watch that video of your song. Nella says, I'm butthurt. I got misgendered. Hey, did I misgender you? Did I? I apologize if I did. I didn't mean to. Hopefully it was someone else. hopefully, yeah, it was someone else, I think. If it was me, apologies. Oh man, Crest the Bear says, Happy Chausan Neuf. My French pronunciation, c'est terrible, as they say, very badly in certain parts of France. Ryan says, give her a 26 of Absolute and she'll write her own song. Indeed. Marsha says, did anyone see Phil's video about the Earth guitar yesterday or the day before? He found an Epiphone branded Jack inside the guitar. He was perplexed. That would perplex you. T-Ball says, I saw that video. Very interesting. Music Sound Gear says, anyone else think these new JHS pedals sound awful, or is it just me? Tone King and Anderton's video showcasing them sound bad, in my opinion. Haven't seen the videos, so I don't know. But I'll take your word for it. Seems legit. Let me see. Scott says, Dave, I used the SG Special P90 in Faded Pelham Blue, one of the best guitars of the last 10 years, to cover Out to Get Me and Rocket Queen recently. I did see that. Yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed those a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice seeing that one come out, you know. It feels special to me for some reason. You know. It's very cool. Marcia says, I have a feeling the factory that builds Earth, ELP, Jamstack, etc. gets contracted by Epiphone to make some parts. It's probably cheaper than making them in-house. It could be, I have no idea. Phil says, thoughts and opinions on Squier Classic Vibe Jazzmaster bridge replacements. Oh, that's a... I'm not sure of Jazzmaster bridge replacements, but... yeah, geez, I wouldn't even like to say, just in case I get it completely wrong. Somebody, I'm sure, will be able to help you there. Glenn says, Scott, make it a country song. Guitars, guns, and cute goth cousin is the ammo for my heart. All right. Nella says, Marsha did. Okay, well, Marsha, it's you've got some explaining to do. Don't be misgendering people. Yeah, cool stuff. I'm glad it wasn't me. Thanks, Alan / Nella. It's all good. And everyone else, watch your misgendering. Says, a lot of those brands are clearly made at the same factory because they have very similar or identical design elements, including the use of KD patented bridges, pickups, etc. I'm sure a lot more goes on as well. You know the rumors that the factories are used after hours for production of nefarious guitar products. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Like, for example, how the Epiphone pickups can be sold on AliExpress and DHgate and all that sort of stuff. So you can pick up yourself a pair of Pro Bookers for like 30 quid if you wanted them to put them in your Slash guitar, you know. No comment on that. But yeah, I think you're right. Guitarzan says, have you played the Rory Strat? It might be worth the heavy cost. It plays amazing. I haven't played the Rory Strat. I've played it in a store. I've never like for like 2 minutes because it was just a couple of us having a look at the guitar. And the dude at the shop knew we weren't buying it, so he didn't get much time with it. But yeah, that was years ago. Like, yes, I think when it just first came out. Yeah, it would have been a long time ago. But yeah, I don't know. I just want them to do a Mexican version that I can afford. That'd be sweet. Because I'm not super into road worn guitars or the relic'd guitars, but Rory's a different case. I would definitely pick one of those up. Because it's because of Rory, pretty much. I mean, I think that would be the signature guitar I would buy because it's the signature guitar. But also it'd be the only Strat I would need. Someday I'm hoping to actually get some time with Rory's actual Strat. That'd be cool. Hoping and trying to reach out to Rory's brother who controls his music and his guitars and everything. That'd be cool to do some stuff with them, but very hard to get a hold of them. And I mean, somebody out there probably has a contact. I don't have a contact who know them, so I'm hoping to someday get on that. That'd be super cool. Anyways, thanks, Guitars. I appreciate the recommendation. Yeah, who knows? Maybe if I'm lucky someday and I come across a lot of money, I'll buy one. Marcia says it's very possible that Epiphone pays another Chinese factory to make some of their parts, because why else on earth? Why else would an Epiphone jack be installed on a new Earth? It's a great question. I don't know. Scott says, I'm in love with the Rory Strat. If I win the lotto, that's what I'll get. I mean, I would, if I won the lotto, I'd buy a lot of guitars. Probably have to start buying tickets to do that. And they're not just going to randomly pick me. But yeah, there would be a lot of guitar expenditure if that was to happen. I just realized I was touching the cable, which if it comes loose, screws up the camera. So hopefully it didn't screw up the camera. Ryan says, yeah, I tried the Rory Strat last year in a shop here. LA Music still has a new one in stock. Plays great, but doesn't look like much like his. That would be my fear, to be honest. Yeah, you get one and it's like, okay, it's a beat up Strat. But I don't know. Benny says to Marsha, don't misgender people. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I like it, Benny. I like it. DMAC says, if I was getting into pedals, I'd recommend the GHS 3 series. I've got no experience with their Legends of Fuzz. Interesting. GHS 3 series. I shall have a look at, DMAC. Appreciate that recommendation. Because as you guys know, I know nothing really about pedals, except for I know what a wah pedal does. I don't know really the rest of them. So I'll check those out at times. But yeah, the 3 series I will have a look at in JHS. Thanks so much. Ryan Byrne says, if they made a new version, I'd probably go for one. I'd actually like to see a regular production version, just with the worn bare wood. That would be cool, Ryan. Yeah. Rumors are that they're working on a number of signature road worn guitars. I hope Rory's one of them, because apparently one of them, I think I've mentioned this before, one of them that they're working on, and I think we're going to see very soon, is a John Frusciante one, which is beat to hell. So we're going to see like heavy aging on a made in Mexico John Frusciante signature soon, is what I'm told. I know they've been working on it. I just can't get full final, this is what it's going to be information. So waiting on that. So anyway, Marcia says, wait, Nella is a dude because Nella is a real female name. I don't think you've ever corrected any of us. Marcia, stop trying to defend yourself. You know, you did the crime. Now you got to do the time, as they say. So it's fine. You know, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I completely knew all the time that it was Alan backwards. Don't worry about it. Nella says, perhaps Earth guitars are made in the same factory as Epis. I would say it's not impossible, but Epiphone owns their own factory, so they're not supposed to be. But as I've said, after hours, a lot of stuff gets done in factories, or, you know, the main boss goes home for the night. The other boss might have another job coming in, few guitars get done, that sort of stuff. Who knows? Anyway, you could be right. Glenn says, Phil McKnight did a vid years ago about how there are 3 or 4 factories that make all the import guitars for all the brands. Yeah, but except for the fact that, yeah, that was true at the time, but then Epiphone purchased out their own factory, and PRS moved theirs to Indonesia, where they pretty much own their own factory, no, they don't own their own. I think they own their own building within the company or something like that. So they do that place only builds PRSs. I don't know about other Fenders and stuff. But I know, yeah, things have changed in the last few years because of that. But you're 100% right. He did indeed, and he was right at the time. DMAX says, the Angry Driver, JHS, Angry Charlie, and the Boss Blues Driver combo is a great a multifaceted overdrive. Pricey, but highly recommended. I appreciate that, DMAC. Thanks for that. Glenn says, Dave, keep your hands to yourself and stop touching that cable. Yeah, cable, that's what you're grabbing at. Hey, listen, if I want to grab a cable, I'll grab a cable, all right? This is my show. I do what I want. Marcia says, well, Phil asked if anyone knows, but I don't see anything similar in the parts or design of the Epiphones that makes me think that. I've seen some of the guitars up close. But there you go. You're in a better position than I am then. Nella forgives Marcia. There you go. You know, nice to see the friendliness and the forgiveness spreading throughout the community. I do appreciate it. Marcia says, including my friend's Jamstack studio and I set up and completely took apart. I don't see anything remotely similar to the metals, paint, pickups, etc. I don't think Epiphones get made at that factory. There you go. Yeah, I think it's unlikely, but you never know. Nella, if Eppies are made by Earth, they do better. That's a good call out. It's a good call out, Benny. I like it. T-Ball says, I have zero interest in anything relic, no matter quality or sound. That's pretty much why I don't have any relics guitars. I made a video about it a couple of years ago. And actually, interestingly, opinion was pretty split. Some people called me an idiot for not liking relic guitars, and some people were like, I completely agree with you. Some people were like, but the t-shirt you're wearing is worn. I was like, yeah, it's because I've worn it. so so yeah, it was really interesting that, because that video split so many opinion points down the middle. Some people were like, you should love them, they're great, they're better than regular guitars, you don't have to worry about getting a ding in it. I was like, I don't really worry about getting a ding in my guitars. I like them to be as pristine as possible, but if I get a ding in it, that's fine. I don't care. I used to care, but I kind of now I'm like, screw it. I mean, nothing stays perfect forever, right? So, but yeah, you know what though, that video and the comments that people made on it made me think I need to pick up a road worn guitar at some point. So at some point I'll probably pick up a Fender road worn guitar, because the comments were eye-opening. It's like, these feel great to play. They're nice that I don't need to worry about it. I'm like, okay. At the time I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't really worry about it anymore, getting dings, because like honestly as well, I'm not going out gigging. I'm not bringing my guitar from place to place. It goes from the stand to me playing it to back to the stand or the case in some of the guitar's cases. So it's not a big deal really for me. But yeah, I mean, look, some people love the whole road worn thing. And I love like old guitars. So you're not going to buy an old guitar in pristine condition. So yeah, I'll pick one up at some point. It's just not high on my list of interests, to be quite honest. At some point, when I've too much money and nothing else to do, I will do it. So it might be a while away. But yeah, and I mean, maybe, as I said, if they bring out a Rory Gallagher made in Mexico, I'll be snapping that up. Anyways, T-Ball, me too. If someone handed me a relic guitar for free, I will take all guitars for free, that's for sure. Let me see, Dave, any NAMM leaks from Scott? Nothing confirmed, Scott, to be honest. I could give you a bunch of stories and most of them would turn out to be crap. So yeah, I have the feelers out and I'm looking for stuff, but I can't confirm anything really. The companies, the ones we want to hear from, are keeping things very close to their chest. But what I can say is everything I'm hearing is really cool. Like, I haven't heard anything and gone, ooh, that's disappointing. So there's a lot of cool stuff, I think, coming. Which rumors? I don't know. If you want something which may be a thing, I think we are definitely seeing a new slash signature that's not a Les Paul. If I was going to put money on it, I'd say we're going to see a slash Explorer. I've thought that was going to happen for a while actually, but I've heard rumors that that's going to be a thing. Whether that'll be just Epiphone or just Gibson, I'm not sure, but I think it's coming. Definitely more slash stuff. Definitely something slash related will be done. We should also see an unveiling of what's going to be the Bonamassa for this year, a full unveiling of it, which I believe he has already said is going to be an SG. So we'll be seeing what it is. Yeah, let me see. I don't have anything solid on Fender or Squire or anything like that. There's some special edition 150th anniversary Epiphones coming. Those I don't have full details on, but they're doing the whole like Squire did the 40th anniversary, and Gretsch are doing their anniversary year as well this year, and they've got those ones that Anderton's made a video about. Epiphone ones are coming out 150th anniversary. Yeah, there's a couple of different ideas of what those are going to be, so I don't mention too much because they could be completely wrong. And lots of cool stuff. There you go. That's all I can tell you for now, because a lot of that could be wrong as well. I don't want to I don't give you wrong information. So I have lots of information. Most of it's probably shit. So there There you go. Dim Benny says, not that I think Epis are bad. I love my Wilshire and SG. I love Epiphones. I want to get that out there. I do love Epiphones. I love my SG Special, the P90, the one Scott was talking about playing on his videos. I love it. I love it to death. It's one of the best SGs I've ever played. I've played a good few at this point now. So yeah, good stuff. I love it. I'm hoping it's a big year for Epiphone towards the second half of the year. I think it will be. T-Ball says, oh, I take a free one and have it refinished. That's always an option. That's always an option. Glenn says, I love my Epiphones. I love your Epiphones too, Glenn. You got a really nice set of Epiphones. Scott says, the right Epiphone can be a real winner, especially when the price is considered. But unfortunately, it's been a few years of disappointments in my opinion. Dude. I think Epiphone are kicking ass the last few years. And I'm skewed because one of my favorite guitars from anyone over the last few years is that Epiphone SG Special. But yeah, I can understand it. Like they're focusing on a lot of the wrong things now, like signature models and high prices and squeezing every last penny out of the consumer. But I think they're moving guitars in the right way. And look, they're putting a premium level on Epiphones, but they'll still have the price points for the lower versions, like the classics and the standards, are still going to stay around the pricing that they're at now. It's just that they'll have these super fancy Epiphones that are more expensive. That's disappointing because I don't think they should be doing that, but hey, that's what they're doing. Richard Clark says, I like relic'd guitars. I've been relicking some of mine for 40 years. There you go, man. I think you're doing a good job, so congratulations on that. Nella says, I love my Epiphones too. I had an old Chinese LP that I did not like or bond with. Eventually gave it to my nephew. These inspired by Gibson Epiphones and other Epis are fantastic in my opinion. I agree. I think the inspired by Gibsons have been really good, and it's kind of revamped Epiphone a lot in a lot of ways, and for a lot of people who wouldn't pick up Epiphones beforehand will now. And I know I've said it before, and a lot of people think this is nonsense, and I agree. It's kind of silly, but it's just how I feel. The headstock makes a big difference. The new headstock, the Kalamazoo headstock. And I remember one video, some dude giving me shit saying, why are you saying Kalamazoo headstock? Nobody knows what that is. Why are you making that up? I'm like, dude, that's a real thing. It's like, that's what Epiphone / Gibson call it. Anyway, if you're going to attack a YouTuber, just assume he probably knows a little bit of information. So be careful in the comment sections if you're going to tell someone they're an idiot. You can call me an idiot. It's fine. I kind of have outgrown that now. Maybe. Ryan says, I'm the same. I dislike relics, but road worn is all right. I don't mind minor wear on my guitars anymore. Yeah, that's cool, Ryan. It's a good outlook. Heavy relics, like I'd never buy a Murphy Lab heavy relic. Never in a month of Sundays. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't buy one. Until I win the lottery and I go buy one. Nella says, they have really stepped up their game. I do agree, sir. Richard says, Scott, my Epiphone 1959 is as good as any team-made Gibson I have. That's great. It's great to hear that. I know a lot of people really dig those 59s. I might pick one up at some point if I can get a good secondhand deal. But I'm going to mention it again on Patreon. I do talk about the Gibson Les Paul stroke Epiphone Les Paul and how I'm going to look for one. But there's so much choice in the Les Paul genre. It's its own thing. There's so many different types of Les Paul. So yeah, I do go into a lot of detail on it there. What I like, what I don't like, what I'm looking for, what I think I will go with, which is, I think I'll surprise a lot of you guys what I think I will go with. Maybe not, because we'll see. But I definitely have a clear favorite right now. And if you want to know what it is, sign up to a free trial for Patreon and check out the videos. It's number 3 on the guitar wish list, and you get the added perk of all the videos get up there at least 24 hours early. Tomorrow's one won't. Tomorrow's one's going to have to go straight on YouTube because I had a lot to do today and I got to film it. I didn't get to film it, so I'll have to do that in the morning and put it up tomorrow. So apologies, but there is a lot of videos up there already, and the exclusive content. So check it out. It's free because it's a free trial, so you may as well. Richard says, oh no, I read that one. Where are we? Scott says, new model lines like Muse, New Prophecy, and inspired by Gibson kind of turned me away from Epiphone. Dude, you know, they still have the old ones, the old lines. I like the Muse, though. I do. I like it as an idea. I think now that it's been 4 years, they need to update it. Or has it been 3 years? It's been 3 years. They need to update it and add something to it. Maybe make it a little jazzier. But I like what they're doing there. I've had the Muse Les Paul, the blue one, electric blue or radio blue, whatever they call it, and I just didn't bond with that guitar. That can happen. Like I mean, that particular one I didn't bond with. I could get one exactly the same color, made exactly the same day, and it'd be perfect. But yeah, I just didn't vibe with that particular model that I got. But yeah, like think about it. The same inspired by Gibson has made that SG Special with the P90s Pell and Blue that you won. That's a great guitar, if I do say so myself. And Colin says it's a great guitar, so I know I'm not making it up, and because he actually knows what he's talking about. And yeah, it's a cool. I think they've got cool stuff. You won't like everything they do, but I get you, Scott. Like sometimes, look, it's just a company will change direction, and I think a lot of people are turning away from Epiphone because of the pricing increase, which is getting out of hand. Let me see what else we got. Scott asked Richard, what finish did you get for the 59? Yeah, because there's a few different ones out there. I think I saw a blue one at one point. Anyway, where'd it go? Richard says, why don't they just take Gibson off the headstock and put Slash? Save a lot of time. I mean, I'm pretty sure Slash owns Gibson at this point. You are correct. Benny says, I'll hold out for Slash Modern Junior. It's got to happen sometime. You never know, man. You never know. That'd be cool. That would be really fun. DMAX says, anyone have info or experience playing an Epi Jerry Cantrell Wino? I think a couple of people in the group picked one of those up. Yeah, so you might get some info here. I think Ryan, did you get one of those? And I don't think we're impressed by it, if I remember correctly. Could be making that up. Scott says double neck Modern. You heard it here first. Triple neck Modern would be more appropriate, Scott, but I like what you're thinking. I hope not. Richard says, I have regular red vintage finish, Scott. Don't remember what they called it. Nice indeed, says Scott. Mike says, Dave, have you heard anything on a new Mustaine model Explorer? Maybe. I think first we'll be seeing the Epiphone Mustaines, and then we'll see other models then once they've done that. Have they brought those out yet? The Epiphone Mustaines? I kind of just, all the Mustaines became a big blur, and right now I probably made a video if they did, and you're like, yeah, of course they did, Dave. You made a video about it. But they just all kind of melded into one in my mind. But yeah, we're going to see Epiphone stuff, and I think when we see the Epiphones, we'll see a couple of funky models as well. Nella says, agree with that headstock change is a good thing. Yeah, it was a big thing for me. I don't like the old headstock for Epiphones at all. But it's a matter of opinion. Some people hate the new one. I like it. I love it. DMAX says, I found an Epi Classic and inspired by Gibsons are great. I've played a lot and they are really well built and great sounding, fun to play at really good prices in today's world. I do not disagree with you there, sir, at all. I think it's a very good opinion. Scott says, you can't judge someone based on their opinions. Oh wait, yes you can. You can, and I do, and you do, and that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. You should. Richard says, does anyone know if the Wilshire plays as good as a 1959 Epiphone standard? I'd say it's a different beast, but yeah, I of the people I have heard playing them, I think everyone's pretty happy with them. So from what I remember, I think Colin has a video about one on the Guitarist's channel, so you should check out his channel and see if you can search for the Wilshire. He goes through it, what it feels like, what it is on all his guitars. I'm pretty sure he has a video on a Wilshire. Anyway, if he doesn't, I don't know. I made it up. My knees hurt says 12 3-inch 7.5 centimeter pizza pockets made so far, making more dough for another 24. Dude, it's like it's bedtime and now I'm super hungry. Thanks. All good, man. All good. I hope they taste as good as they sound. Glenn says opinions are like troglodytes. Everyone has one. Everyone is one. Dennis says, fun show, Dave. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. I did go and subscribe to Scott Bogfoot. The bell is always on, like is always the first thing. Thanks, Dennis. Always great to see you. Thank you so much, my friend. Glenn says, I have a 59 Epi. I love it, but I've never played a Wilshire. You should. You should play a Wilshire. I'd imagine. D-Max says, the 59 Epi is a nice guitar. I don't disagree with you. Ryan says, yeah, the Wino was shite. Looked like a kid made it. Pickups were terrible. Frets were worse. So there you go. Quite a review. Scott says, Corvus or Modern, which would you prefer? Modern every day of the week. The Corvus was horrible, disgusting, and I hate it. But the Modern, I have a soft spot for it. I really do like it. I don't know why, but like I've considered various ways to purchase a Modern when I can't get one. I like them. I like them a lot. Ryan says, I had the first run though, so maybe they got better. Glenn Bailey says, Colin loves the Wilshire. Colin knows what he's talking about, so I would go with that for sure. Scott Bugfoot says, thanks for everything, Dave. Great videos this week. Cheers. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Make sure you keep watching next week because more videos every day. It's crazy. Yeah. If I manage to get 31 videos in 31 days, I will be surprised. But hopefully we'll get there. And as I said, if we can get like 400,000 views, I'll have an extra month's salary. So it'll be great. I don't expect to get that, by the way. But I do appreciate you guys watching and liking and supporting the channel. It means a lot. And let's wrap it up with Nella saying, I have a Wilshire and an Epiphone 59. The Wilshire seems to have a slightly fatter neck. The 59 is slightly flatter. Like they chickened out and made it a bit flatter than an actual 59 neck. Awesome. Good news, Nella. Thanks for letting us know that. Benny says, can't tell you that, but the Wilshire plays pretty well. Very good for the price. Could have nicer frets, but nothing gets in the way of playability. That's cool. Marcia says the Wilshire is cool, which is nice. And Nella, yes, but do they both play the same? And I will let Nella answer that. Guys, thank you so much for everything. It's been a cool show today. The 69th. It's 3 Chord Dave Live 69. Which I was excited about all week. And here we are, making innuendo jokes and showing pictures of these things. Anyway, guys, as always, it's been a lot of fun and it's super cool. Thank you so much for the support, for watching the videos, for being the best group on YouTube. I love you all. I hope you know it. I'll be back soon with another guitar-related video. But until then, take care.